Yo, what's going on, B Division, aka Best Division? It's your boy YOPierrE14, and I got with me Ghost, aka Jon Snow, aka the White Wolf. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, guys? Ready to do this thing.
And then I also got the God tier content creator, the Doctor himself, 14th Doctor. What's going on, bro?
B-Div is truly the best div, and it's such so. Oh well, mouth. I can't speak. Me and Pierre are one of the only three people that stayed in it.
Dude, I know, seriously, man. It was you, me, and Bailey joined like week 6 last year.
Wow.
Yeah, we're literally the last two left, man. More
I'm,
Very
nutrition.
low.
I'm gonna stay here
Very
for
low
life.
Peter.
I'm gonna stay here for life,
I hope so. I don't mind the best division.
basically, until I
But
get.
anyway, guys, let's go ahead.
I said until I get moved up to A, and then A will be the best division.
The Ace division, yeah, but we don't talk about that yet. All right, so we're here to do some power rankings for you folks. So we got a nice little list going here, and I think Doc's gonna put up the teams as we go through them and kind of just give our thoughts on each team. Again, these are all like arbitrary, nothing set in stone. If we miss something on your team, I apologize in advance, but we're trying to just do this for fun and give everyone the best rating that we can based on their draft.
Just everyone remember these are personal opinions, so it's not meant to be like rude or anything. This is just how we felt your team went.
Well, hold up. I didn't have any say in this. I'm just here. I'm
Yes,
gonna let that be. I'm gonna let that be put on the record.
Doc did
Yeah.
not say anything. It was me and Pierre.
Fair
As
enough.
you
And we had some
be the
input
big
from
mod.
Majora too. But
All right.
unfortunately, Majora couldn't find his headphones or borrow his mom's or something, and then he had to fight his internet.
Oof.
So he couldn't be here.
All right,
Alright,
let's get into it then.
All right,
Yeah, let's do it.
number 18. We got the Boston Bullet Punch. All right, tell me why. Tell me why this was the 18th worst team.
Off the jump, the first thing I noticed is the lack of removal on this team is going to be very hard. Bringing that removers are Mew, Surfetched, and Sandslash Alola. I don't know how often you're going to bring Sandslash to every game, so that would be like my first thing. Like you can bring it to every game, but having that quad weakness to fire is going to be kind of bad. And then having Surfetch'd and Mew lose a move spot with how versatile Mew is and how most of the times when you see Surfetch in the game, it's going to be a band or some sort of offensive threat. You don't really want to have to click defog here and there.
Agreed. Plus, Mew is one of two mons I count that get recovery. So it's almost forced to run like a defensive support role set every week, unless you're gonna run like some hyper offense.
And then I think the other thing was the other big question that I had was the dual typing on Camera Up and Incineroar.
Yeah.
Just camera up
Don't
in
get me wrong.
general, to be honest.
Yeah, Camera Up's not the best Mega unless you are doing a Trick Room team, but just having two fire types, especially with how bad your removal is, can be kind of a problem.
Yeah, he's got dual steel too with Aegislash and Sandslash.
Yeah.
And he's got some points left over. I mean, he's got 80 points on the board, so I don't know if he plans on
Oh
making.
no, that's because Surfetch isn't injured in.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Good luck.
I'm just gonna. Oh no, I don't want to.
I like the Alolan Sandslash because like no HP, so you can kind of predict those quad weak moves. But then I'm never a fan of Inteleon. It's like worse Greninja. And then just a bunch of things that could be upgraded.
The one thing I do like though. Go ahead. Sorry, his fastest mon's what?
I think his fastest mon is Inteleon at 115.
It is.
Yeah.
120 or 119 maybe.
Something more up there.
I mean, just because it's
But
fast,
we just-
it doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah.
He does have a big ground immunity or weakness, but I like the Rillaboom grassy terrain that should negate that a little bit. Unfortunately, I think a lot of ground mons get high horsepower, so.
Or Earth Power.
Yeah, or earth power.
Or Scorching Sands.
Scorching Sand's gonna be bad, yeah. What a sick move.
I think that's all we had to say about.
Sorry, Bounty. Yeah, you're last on this one. Make some changes, bud.
All right, moving along to the Germany Giraffe Rigs, which looks rough. Is that like a? Is that a freaking what they call those? An oven?
I don't know what it is.
Like what he's in?
Yeah,
like
dude. There's
the
fire
dropper.
fire all around it.
Yeah.
Is that like
Oh, that'd be
is
like
this a Holocaust meme?
a snow globe, but it's like a fire globe, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know, but overall,
she
though,
definitely has.
I'm never a big fan of Trick Room teams.
Yeah, I mean they're a nice niche to have on a team. Like if you build a team and you throw in Trick Room, like I've seen it work really well with Mega Mawile, for instance. Like you can get Slowbro Mega Mawile, and then it works really well. But you don't want to build a team around Trick Room. I feel like most of the time.
Yeah, that's like his only play other than like a Kyurem Dragon Dance, right?
Yeah, or
Aerodactyl
like a
Dragon
bulk up
Dance.
conk.
Yeah, that too. And I mean, Cynthia left 140 points on the board too. So we were saying this kind of before the video started, but other than Kyurem and Conch, she almost has all tier 3 and below, or she does, or Amoonguss too.
Amoonguss as well. But I will be interested to see how she does use this Trick Room, seeing that she does have Hatterene, which I know can be a ginormous threat in Trick Room.
Yeah, and expanding force this season is going to be crazy. I want to see how she uses it.
Oh, Hatterene gets that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And a Scavalier, I mean, normally known as a very slow mon, but if you get into a Trick Room situation, it's going to be pretty nice. And having Slow King be able to TP or teleport with the regen is going to get her in primary situations, I feel like.
Do you need terrain to be up in order for expanding force to work, or how's that work?
Yes, I
No,
do
it gets
believe.
doubled in terrain.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So she will need some terrain help, maybe.
Does it Hatterene gets it? I thought, doesn't it?
No, indeedy, you're thinking of.
No, gets like manual.
Oh, yeah, they can set it as like a move. Yeah.
Actually, she does not get the train moves.
It must get Misty then, I think.
No, it doesn't
Really?
get anything. It doesn't
What?
get any train.
Really?
I
Yeah,
could have
it doesn't
swore
get
it got.
electric.
I could have swore it got
Awesome.
Misty terrain.
Oh no, I'm in the right format, so
Oh, well.
Interesting.
Well, I wasn't saying
Yeah.
I was right. I just
yeah. And
I'm mad dumb. So
expanding force users on terrain. It has to be in psychic terrain as well, so that'll be
Right.
something to look out for. She may even want to. Is Lele? If Lele's still available, maybe that's something she can look into grabbing. The extra
Oh
points
yeah,
that
she got 140 points. You can almost drop something
Maybe
and
she
pick
could-
up Lele.
She could drop something to pick it up, or even grabbing DD. It's up to her though.
Yeah, that too.
the
For sure.
I'm just now seeing that the hazards on this team are kind of iffy. It's just Runerigus and Aerodactyl.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Okay, recovery setups. Okay, not a whole lot.
I will say I'm a giant fan of Runerigus, by the way. I think it's an incredible mon.
Dude, I love
Thank
you.
Runerigus.
Oh well, she has Hatterene to help with removal, but otherwise removal might kind of be a problem too.
Yeah,
you want Hatterene to click attacks though.
You always.
Well, no, it gets magic bounce, so she would have to predict.
Oh, true. Yeah.
You'd have to predict it perfectly though, because a lot of times you threaten it in, and then you just bop it.
Yeah, and then Conk does get defog, but again with the Surf Edge.
Don't want to really use it.
How often are you going to really want to run a defog Conk Elder?
Right.
So I think that's everything we can say about Cynthia right now. I mean, like we said, we're very interested to see how her Trick Room team does work.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God I don't have to play it.
Make us eat our words, Cynthia. Good luck.
All right, moving on. We've got the Cleveland Cresselias, which is Stumble's team.
Stumbles himself.
Stumbles.
That's right. His team's super offensive. The speed is incredible. Yeah.
I just don't see a lot of synergy going around like Leafeon with no sun.
Removal might also be another question.
Removal is a problem, definitely. Yeah.
I know. I mean, boots are a thing. They are, but what happens when you get knocked or something along that lines? You have a quad weak Talonflame to rocks. Cragnol's not really going to want to switch on rocks. And I don't think you're going to want to run defog on Landorus Eye if it gets defog.
Yeah.
Is this Sand Force? I forget. Or just Sheer Force?
He can run Sheer
Sheer
and
Force.
Sand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's whatever he wants.
Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember if this was unbanned or not.
Yeah, we haven't
his
banned it this season.
Recovery isn't the greatest either.
Yeah,
It's okay. He's got three mons with it, right? And then I guess he could rest with Snorlax and Steel. But
Wigglytuff gets Wish.
Yeah. Oh, He does
Oh,
get
true,
weird.
true, true, true. Yeah,
But
yeah,
how
yeah.
often are you going to bring a Wigglytuff to every single week? I mean,
Yeah,
very well, Symbols could bring it every week and prove me wrong, but I don't really see Wigglytuff coming every week.
I see a lot of
yeah.
good to okay mons. I just don't see them fitting together.
I mean, he's got a lot of like U-turn though. I mean, maybe his
Um,
play is just
yeah,
U-turn, U-turn, see what I could set up on, and then go from there.
he has a very hyper offensive team, which is
Yeah,
interesting. So I mean, because all of his mons, I think, can set up, if I'm not mistaken.
most of them can. Yeah, Grand Lando, Talonflame,
Because
Leafeon,
he could even
Sprack.
run like if he plays Cynthia, for instance, he could run like a Curse Registeals in Trick Room, and
Yep.
I don't know how well it's going to answer things, but yeah.
There's not a
But he
lot
has a
of.
lot of momentum. A lot
Go
of
ahead.
momentum.
There's not a lot
No,
of.
I was just saying a lot of momentum.
There's not a
My
lot of
bad.
immediate offense. Like you've got Lando, you sort of have Greninja, and you have Tracheon. Everything else
Yeah,
has to set up in
needs
some way, or like Toxic
to
Stall.
to break stuff. Yeah, for sure.
I will say, on the contrary of him having terrible hazard removers, his play might have been that he has great hazards, and he might just be relying on them to defog the hazards away.
Yeah, that's true too.
Because he has what rocks from Landorus, spikes from Greninja, rocks from Uxie, rocks from Terrakion, rocks from Registeel, and if I'm not mistaken, Wigglytuff gets rocks.
It does.
Could be. I kind of see now that you say Uxie, kind of see like a suicide lead Uxie, lay rocks, do maybe healing wish or something into something else, and just try to like keep the hyper offense going.
And I mean, with Greninja too, he does get toxic spikes, which if
Yeah.
you don't have a ground up poison type, it's gonna literally destroy your team.
Yeah, for sure.
So his play might have been, let me go hyper offensive with a lot of hazards, so they remove hazards for me, and then just get a bunch of momentum. But
Yeah,
still,
could have been
that
for
requires
sure.
a lot of predictions. If this was a name contest, Stumbles would be first, but that's just a personal opinion.
For sure, man.
That,
No, it's gonna be interesting to see how he plays. I think on paper it's gonna need a lot of work, but if he plays it well, I mean, he could do well with the team for sure.
all right, let's see what we got here. We got the Los Angeles Dodrios and Sacred coming in at
Oh, Sacred
15th.
broke my heart. He
Started
had
out
such a
so
good two picks, Megalopunny and Zapdos, and then I don't know what happened. I really don't. He lost his way a little bit.
Yeah, we got on him in the mod chat. He started off really good with the first three picks with a lot Weavile and Zapdos, but then he made a lot of changes after the draft. His team was a lot worse than this before.
That's true.
Uh,
Yeah, he did make changes. Kudos to him.
I don't see the need for Hariyama on this team with Megalopony sitting right there.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
a bit
also
odd.
Rotom's another interesting mon. He already has Zapdos for being electric. I guess he just wanted it for the ghost typing and probably removal purposes, but
He has removal on everything. He doesn't need another one. You got Claydol, Latios, Zapdos, Weezing.
he
Yeah.
definitely could look to upgrade something along that lines. And then recovery is probably the other issue that I kind of see.
Yeah,
On
it's
this
just
team.
okay. Not the
Like,
greatest.
Yeah, you have Roost on Zapdos. You have, I guess, Wish does help on this team with Latios, but just overall recovery might be a problem.
Yeah, definitely. Lacking a little bit of setup too, in my opinion. To break stuff offensively.
Yeah, like Calm Mind, Latios, Swords Dance on Weavile, and then Power Up Punch.
Oh yeah.
But that's
On
about
Life
it.
Lane. I think that's it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Calm Mind on Latios. Yeah. Oh, Nasty Pot on Rotom, but how often are you going to
Oh,
run Nasty
true.
Pot Rotom?
True.
And like most of the immediate offense is all physical. Like you got Lopunny, Weavile, and Hariyama. And like
yeah,
because he didn't get rain for Zapdos, so you're not really getting thunders and hurricanes.
correct.
Latios is more bulky than it is offensive, so unless you're running specs every week, it's not going to be all that offensive.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Oh yeah,
So-
special offensive is very bad, but yeah, we can probably move on from good old Sacred TD. Shout out to Sacred.
Yeah. Yep. Solid team.
Moving on to the Chicago Bewares with Fang. What do you think about his team?
I'm not gonna lie, I just got confused because I know you're a Chicago team, and I was like, wait, what?
I totally
Um,
would have picked Bewares if I didn't make my name in Gen 6. So
Gotcha.
Oh, did you? Damn, you've been around that long and that team is stuck? That's awesome, man.
I think it's. I can check here in just a minute. I think it's been like 4 years or something like that.
That's awesome, man.
I actually really like Fang's team. He has a very good set core.
I was just gonna say that the core is very good.
I think the speed's kind of lacking on it though.
Yeah.
And removal was the other thing. Yeah. Oh no, he has decent removal. I think
Decent
him setting up
hazards, yeah.
hazards is going to be the problem on this team.
Yeah. Its setup and recovery is just kind of mediocre as well.
Yeah.
Other than Volk, obviously. I mean, we know Volk can set up. Glistor gets Swords Dance, but outside of that, like Shelf Smash, Blastoise.
Skarmory gets Swords Dance and like Iron Defense Body Press.
You could run the body press set, yeah.
Body press set is disgusting.
I have.
The Munchlax picks is gonna interest me the whole time. I don't know what he's gonna do with it. If it's just gonna be.
It's probably
it's super annoying. If you don't prep for it, it can beat you. It's so annoying.
I have not played it, so I can't amend to that. But good to know.
It's just a bulky fat mon that just clicks Toxic, Rest.
Yeah. Yep.
Or like Curse, Body Slam, Rest Talk, or something like that. And so if you only bring Toxic for it, you're not gonna beat it.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Exactly.
I like the webs for Diancie though. I do like that.
I do.
Yeah, because his team, I think that's his fastest mon, if I'm not mistaken. So for him to get webs for that, it's going to be very beneficial.
That's always Diancie's biggest issue for me is the Scarfers to outspeed you, and so that'd be nice stopping it. And no HP steal, I might actually like Mega Diancie in this.
Yeah, it's a good mon for sure.
I
don't know. It's a good team. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he gets Volcarona to set up and win, or Blastoise.
I think momentum is the one thing I might have a problem with this team. He has a decent amount of momentum, but like for the most part, it might be hard to like. He's gonna have to predict a lot.
He is. I agree with that because you're not gonna run U-turn on Volk, Volt Switch on Vikavolt either.
Blastoise does get flip turn, which does help, but
that's true. Yep.
If you want to run it defensive, I'd love to see someone just Shell Smash, flip turn.
Flip turn out.
Yeah.
Like I never understood those like scissor SD and then you U-turn. I'm like, what? What's the point?
I do it mid turn. Like I'll do that mid game just to see if the other dude messes up. Like if he lets me get a second one up, but if he does the right play, then I got to U-turn out.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and move on to the. I love this name. The Swine Up Premium.
Premium membership.
Swine Up Premium. That's great. Let's see. Simple. It is very slow.
Yeah, bulky and slow is gonna be what I said. Speed's a little bit worrisome. Other than Swallow, I think he's got nothing over. Oh, Jolteon too.
Jolteon. But Jolteon's so bad in non-HPs.
Oh, yeah. It lost Signal Beam. I mean, it
lost a lot of moves. And
lost
then,
HP.
Yeah, the other thing, I mean, most of the times when I see it, it's now just a pivot set where you run like Toxic, Protect, Wish, and Volt Switch. I've rarely seen it be an offensive set anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I like Yawn on it still.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Catch some people off guard.
Yawn, Volt Switch out.
His recovery is going to be really good, though, with having Vaporeon and Jolteon being able to pass wishes all the time.
Definitely.
He's got Togekiss, too.
Oh, yeah, he does have Togekiss.
Yeah. Wish passing into Mega Heracross and just denting things is going to be scary.
If you don't prep well enough for Mega Heracross, you just instant lose. And then the same thing can be said for Zygarde, but...
And Mount Metal, too.
I just feel like Zygarde's such a, everyone knows what it does at this point. It's kind of hard not to prep for it because everyone knows how good it was last generation. But it's just, I don't know. I think it's a very good mon, but I feel like it's very obvious.
Well, typically, I see unorthodox sets work way better now than just your typical D-Dance Yachi Berry. Like I see those sub coil sets work way better here recently.
Yeah.
Or they'll be like
Without
the
H-
camouflage E-speed, something like that.
Without HP, it's gonna be tough to break it too.
I kind of don't like how majority of the offense is physical though. Like
It is.
Yeah, it is. It very much is. He has to
Swallow-
rely very much on
Swallow
Swallow.
can be. Ooh, I just saw it too. I wonder why Jolteon's there when there's already Wish Passers and there's already Rotom Heat.
Rotom. He's got Rotom.
Yeah.
Probably just speed. He probably saw what we saw. He needs some speed just to
Speed. So
make people prep for it, right? If they
Yeah.
know Jolteon's there, they can't run Adamant and stuff. They gotta run max speed or whatever, or try to scarf it or something.
Well,
The other thing I was going to say is hazards are going to be a really big problem, both removing and setting them up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to run heavy duty boots every week on Rotom and Togekiss.
Yeah, because you can bring Rotom to T-Fog, but that takes away a move slot from it. If, like, say, you need an offensive Rotom one week. Same thing with Togekiss. Togekiss is you may want to run it Choice Scarf, but you don't want to lock yourself into T-Fog two times. And then Melmetal is a very good offensive one, but I kind of if you draft Melmetal, I usually see a lot of teams get another steal just to be able to set up rocks.
Oh yeah, because Smeargle is gonna get taunted more times than not, unless you run Mental Herb every week. But then you are threatened if you don't bring Focus Sash, because they'll just kill you. You don't have hardly any HP.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if he brings Mesprit a lot and runs just like a suicide lead with, again, Stealth Rock and Healing Wish into Melmetal whenever it gets chipped or something.
He might have to run Cradily a lot too, just to get rocks up.
Yeah.
I think Cradily
was
very
weird grass type for this team, but
it does.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I see. I mean, the main two things I've noticed in draft is you usually want a ground set up rocks and a steel type that can help set up rocks, and he has neither.
Yeah.
And like Cradily, other than rocks, does everything that Vaporeon does, but way worse.
Yeah, unless you just word it like a Dracovish. I don't know. Because Cradily gets War Absorb, I think. Oh, yeah.
So does Vaporeon.
Yeah. Weird. I don't know.
That's what I was saying. Like, it doesn't get Wish. It doesn't get Heal Bell.
It just gets Rock.
It just gets Rocks. That's the only thing better. All right, let's see. Where we at now? Moving on to the Austin Aces.
Number 12, Austin Aces, yeah.
I would really like his logo a whole lot more if it was like more high def.
Yeah, he just made that one last year, I think.
Well, it's like he made it really small and then had to like blow it way up.
He might have. Yeah, I don't remember. Lunatic was like talking to me a lot in the DMs while we were drafting, man. He just like could not make up his mind. We had like so many different draft plans, I feel like, and then he would get sniped and then he'd have to throw it all away and come up with something new. And then I think he made like 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 for free agent transactions too during the grace period.
Mm-hmm. I think it was somewhere near 5.
Yeah, it was a lot. So I like the team a lot better after the transactions. I think it's definitely solid.
Let me go. I can find it real quick. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had 5.
5, yeah.
His team is very I like it actually a lot. The Urshifu was a very good pick late round 1, I think, because I think personally Urshifu is probably going to be a top 10 mon, just because of how good it can wall break. My only worry with this team.
I used Orbeetle one season, and it's a good Trick Room setter, but it just got so many weaknesses. It's tough to like, I don't know, get it in safely, get Trick Room up, and then U-turn out.
Even then, I don't know if I guess he has it for Marowak, but
yeah,
I could see Webs or Trick Room on it.
Yeah,
Webs too.
I think Webs is probably the more optimal play because he can just set up Webs and be able to switch in and out. But then, usually when you see Webs, I mean, he has Serena to spin, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that his immediate offense is not the best because it's Urshifu, which is still kind of slow. Nidoking, kind of slow. a Lolawak really slow. So everything has to be set up in some way. Like the excuse me,
Does
Urshifu.
Urshifu get Swords Dance?
No,
No,
I
they don't
meant
get
set up
bulk
more
up.
like it needs
Bulk
support
up.
around it. Like it has to have webs up for Urshifu to start going in, or a Lolawak has to have Trick Room in for it to start going in, and or Nidoking could be scarfed or Urshifu scarfed, something like that.
He doesn't have immediate breaking power. Is what I think. What you're trying to say.
Yeah. And I think his speed is subpar too, because like, how often is he going to bring Raichu and Ambipom? I mean, it might prevent or help, I guess, other people try to prep for them, but I don't
But
see him
I mean,
bringing
if you
them
have a
a
good
lot.
matchup against, say, Raichu or Ambipom, you know it's not going to be coming.
Yeah, exactly. So
If you
that'll
have
be
a
tricky.
Ghost, Amberbomb's not coming.
Yeah, his team is very just slow in general.
If you have a Ghost
Hmm.
or a Steel, which everyone has one of, Amberbomb's not coming.
Yeah, yeah, Ghost is big now. Yeah.
You just run a Rocky Helmet if you have your Steel type, and just boom, boom, boom. It's half dead in one turn.
I do like the Urshifu Corviknight synergy though. We'll see how he
Yeah, I'm
uses Corviknight.
very interested to see that as well.
All right, let's see. We're moving to. I gotta figure out each person every time.
Number 11 is John.
Moving. Yeah, but I gotta figure out what name that. See, I have
Oh,
my
true.
own sheet. I have my own sheet over here where I just went
Uh,
and typed
he's
in
DD.
their abbreviations.
Word, word.
Moving on to the Dubai Drapions and Bagel Boy himself.
Good old Bagel Boy.
It,
We
this
actually
team's
had this team a
too
little bit
powerful.
higher, but he made some changes and we dropped him,
It's okay, John.
Big oofs.
which is kind of funny. Yeah, because he picked up like Carkle, Sneasel, Venomoth, Kangaskhan, and Palisand, I think.
Yeah.
All kind of, I don't know, not bad, but just a little weird, I guess, to us. And then Mienshao was his best pickup, gives him a third regenerator. So he's got Torn, Tang, and Mienshao, and obviously Torn and Mienshao are great because super fast. They can just U-turn and pivot and get their health back. So
For
um,
me personally, I really like this team. But it's kind of personal bias because I did help him build it.
oh, okay,
The Oracle pick was kind of like we needed hazards on the team and a way of removing hazards still. And Colossal was, I think, actually he has enough for Colossal, so he could get it technically. Might have to tell him to grab that.
Well, he's got about
yeah,
like 10 minutes until.
yeah, the grace is up.
Yeah, Grace is up, so we're definitely gonna have to. He'll probably have to do it
Text him
during.
right now.
Yeah. So that was the main reason of getting Corkle was the whole fact of like it's a very budget spinner. It gave him the rock and fire typing he was missing. Sneasel was to fit in the speed tier that he was kind of missing at the top, in between Torn and what's his 100?
Gardevoir.
Yeah, Gardevoir, and then mainly just give him a dark type because everyone knows if you don't have a dark type, you can be in big trouble.
Sure. And I mean, it's good speed and stuff. It's usable because of its speed. It has what, like 115 attack too?
Yeah,
Which is pretty
He gets
good.
triple axle now.
you get triple axle as well.
Ooh.
That was another option going into it. So
Oh,
we
with any
had a lot of
attack.
plans, and then Venomoth was kind of like an interesting pick, I think, for both of us because we were looking for a grounded poison, but we are just trying to find something.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
But I will say his team defensively is not the best.
Yeah.
If he lets his walls get kind of broken down a little bit, it's gonna be kind of hard for him
Toxic.
to.
Toxic's
Yeah,
gonna just tear through
Toxic's gonna
this
be
team.
very. Yeah,
Yeah.
like a defensive Hippowdon kind of is gonna put in some work against his team. But I think he has the abilities to make this team work.
He's gonna have to rely on regen a lot.
Regen and then Kangaskhan Wish passing is going to be his main way of doing things.
Yeah.
But in terms of
see how
offense,
much he. Yeah, go
this
ahead.
thing's ready. Oh, I was going to say in terms of offense, this team's actually extremely good.
He just did it.
Did he?
He just
Oh,
dropped
good.
Carkle for Colossal.
Let's go.
All right, I can't find the next team. Did we change their name or something in here?
It's a hacker, so it's a
Oh no, I
SLP.
see it. I had a smudge on my computer.
All good.
All right, we got Hacker Killer and the St. Louis Chatbots. Yeah, it looked like SEC to me on my screen.
Hacker. What do we say? about
Actually, an
hacker?
amazing logo, by the way. Coca Flute.
Oh yeah, I really like his logo. That was the first thing I saw.
Well, it's like based off
Um,
the Cardinals, like
Yeah, it
the
is.
yeah.
baseball bat.
100%. Yeah.
So yeah, it
The
double works.
I did help Hacker a little bit in the draft, because he picked Mega Wow and wasn't very sure of what to get, and I'm going to mention Slowbro
I'm
because of the whole trick room
Yeah,
synergy.
for sure, man. I think this Trick Room team's a little more viable than Cynthia's that we saw earlier. And he
because
doesn't have to bring it if he doesn't want to either.
yeah, because he didn't have to.
Yeah.
Scyther with
His
dual
team
wing
is
beat, pretty scary.
his team is a little slow though. Other than Splasaf, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Bosa
everything
wants
else
the
is,
fastest one.
and there's no webs on here
I
either.
actually don't think he has a base 100. I think Scyther is pretty fast as well. If I'm
Scyther's a
not
little bit
mistaken.
faster, I think.
105.
Buzzwole,
Yeah.
dude.
But
I've been using that thing here recently. Oh my god, I love that thing.
Buzzwell's
yeah,
good.
Buzzwole's a very interesting mon because excuse me, you can run just a scarf set and it absolutely can run through a team, or you can run a very defensive set and it will run through your team.
Very hard, yeah, to break down if you don't have a flying one.
If they don't have a super effective move on you, you're probably gonna kill them or kill whatever switches in, so that they then can get their flying or their psychic or whatever in. But you're just
Right.
gonna take lives every time you go in with that mon.
Yeah. No, I like
Yeah,
Buzzwell too.
I will say I love the double teleport and Slowbro and P2.
Hmm.
Personally, do I have? No, I don't. I just have P2. And then his removal is actually really good as well. With
He doesn't have a whole lot of setup, though, I'm noticing, other than Malal, right?
Calm Mind,
Slowbro.
Blacephalon.
Slowbro can get.
Oh,
I've
that's
seen
true.
Slowbro run like the Calm Mind Iron Defense set.
Belly drum slow bro.
The tag
I think doesn't Donphan get some sort of setup?
No, it just gets weak. Usually, like weakness policy, rock polish is its only real setup.
Yeah.
Buzzwole gets bulk up,
Oh yeah,
But
Buzzwell
yeah.
does get bulk up,
Scyther
and
gets SD.
does it get beast boost too? Buzzwell gets beast boost if he kills something.
It does.
Yes,
And
it does.
I learned the other day the hard way that it's physically impossible to make it a speed boost on Buzzwole.
Really?
By 1 point, because you have
EV.
to even if you take all EVs and IVs out of let's say attack, and you give yourself
Look this up.
a minus attack nature, you are 1 point higher on your defense than you are on your speed.
Good to know.
So plus speed minus attack. What's that? Brave, right?
Yep, and then you can go minus all of the EVs and IVs and everything, and your defense is 1 higher than your speed. And it works the exact same way. Like, so if you swap and you go minus defense plus speed, then your attack is 1 higher than your speed.
Damn.
The other thing I'm really noticing about this draft is Whacker recovery.
Yeah, like recovery for sure.
It's the 2 Trick Room setters, Scyther, and that's
Yeah.
it.
So it'll be interesting to see how he keeps his mon healthy throughout the battles.
All right,
Yeah.
let's see. What was this? SLC. We're moving on to TTS.
Is that
Which
Bailey?
is-
I think.
Yep, the Tennessee
Yeah.
Tyrannotars.
I love the team name, by the way. Absolutely
do.
love the team name.
Yeah, I do too.
I wish the Titans had a better logo, dude. Like, as a fan, it's hard. I can't wear that logo around.
Yeah, it's tough.
I gotta stick with my Bears stuff. But I love Dragapult and Nido.
Learn
Like,
what's mon.
there's a bunch of good mons on this team, but I personally don't like this team at all. Like, I love Dragapult, Primarina, Nidoqueen, Mandibuzz, Bronzong, and then the rest is just
I like it all. The good speed, maybe lacking a little hazard control. Okay, recovery. Okay, setup. It's got. I mean, Ape can attack both sides. Pulp can attack both sides. Physical and special. I don't know. I mean, he's got good synergy with Prim, Dragapult, Bronzong, Core.
Slowboat Volt switch with Lantern.
Yeah, Tangela is like a great low tier pick. You know, with EV Light, it's very tough to break.
But Mega Absol is hot garbage.
Absol's interesting. I've never used it, so can't really
I've
give much
never
of an
drafted
opinion.
it because every time I play it, I OHKO it and it does like 40% to me. Every time I see
Yeah.
it, like it always gets like either dropped mid-season or it gets like 4 kills and 12 deaths or however many weeks there are. Like
I
Yeah,
think
he already has Mandibuzz.
the
I
thing wrong
wonder,
with it too is it's probably for speed. In all honesty, I don't actually
probably,
maybe
yeah.
not. Its ability doesn't help it at all either, being that it has magic bounce. I mean, yeah, it might help it if you're trying to like paralyze it or um, toxic it, but how often are you gonna switch your Mega Absol into, say,
Don't
like,
want to take hits.
yeah, how often are you gonna switch it into take like predict a rock, like a rocker move?
it's the same reason Magic Bounce is not good on Mega Diancie. It's glass cannons, and you're rarely gonna get that prediction right.
Yeah. Um, I do really enjoy this draft though, being that Polt's probably the best mon in the format right now. It's very close between that
Bolt's
and Coco,
awesome. Yeah,
in my
Bolt's
opinion.
awesome.
And then having Mandibuzz is a very good pickup, and Bronzong to form a very good like Mandibuzz and Bronzong really complement each other.
Agreed. And I
Um,
like Prim with it too.
yeah, my only worry is going to be hazards because I mean, even though he does have
Bronzong
Mandibuzz,
and Mandy, yeah.
no, removing. He has Bronzong and Tornado's Eye, and I guess you can run Defog on Mandy every week, but it's gonna be pretty obvious who's your defogger every week, and so it's gonna
Yeah.
be kind of like if people know who your defogger is, they can just run taunt on something, and all of a sudden you can't defog.
Because who runs max speed Mandibuzz?
Yeah, exactly.
Or with the Tornadus, if he's prankster, and someone can predict that and swap into the dark type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, very
Good
good team.
Volturn.
Very
Yeah,
good
good
team.
Volturn too.
All right, moving on. We've got, I believe this is, it's Decker with the Alabama Alakazams.
This is number 8.
Moving on up.
I personally love Decker's draft, but that's because I'm a huge Tapu Koko fan.
Yeah, me too. I like Tapu Koko with Ferrothorn and Hydreigon too. I think that's really good.
And I love the fact that he got 2 abusers of terrain and Alolan Raichu and Hawlucha.
Hawlucha, yeah.
Yeah, I think all these new moves are gonna be like, kind of like how Dracovish was for a bit. You have to draft a water immunity, and now you have to draft like a dark type for,
Terrain Pulse or whatever.
no,
Yeah.
the what's it called, dude? Expanding Force, and you have to
Expanding
draft
Force.
a ground Pokemon for Rising Voltage.
Rising. Yeah.
What's Terrain Pulse even do? I gotta look this up.
It's kind of like those moves, but depending on what terrain you're in is what
And it does.
type it turns into.
I think it does
Gotcha.
less damage. The one thing I actually don't like about this team is his defensive backbone is very lackluster, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was thinking like he's got mons with recovery, but do they actually want to click it in battle, right? Like, does he want to have Coco click recover?
No, not usually, or Roost on Hawlucha.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Moltres is really the only thing. I mean, I guess Strength's up on Jellicent, which is a good tech.
I think it
But
also
definitely
gets
lacking.
recovery.
It gets
Huh?
both.
It does,
Oh,
I think
yeah,
it
yeah,
does.
it does. You're right. Sorry.
And the other thing about this team is it is very knockoff weak, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because not too many things like you knock off Coco's, maybe it's running a Shuckle Berry, Ferrothorn the same berry. Gelatin's not going to want to take a knock.
No.
Moltres can lose boots. Licky Tongue loses its Violite. Yeah.
How often
Also,
with his
the-
ground? He's got his ground type as his low tier pick, and then he's got the terrain. How often do you think he's gonna get the terrain abused on himself?
yeah, that is very true.
That's a good
Being
point.
that
If he
not how
doesn't bring
often you're
Sand
gonna bring
Slash,
Sandslash.
if he
Yeah.
doesn't bring Sand Slash, it's gonna be a field day for someone's electric type.
And this is a personal opinion, but I'm not the biggest fan of Mega Beedrill.
I mean, I dig the speed, man. He's got 2 mons. They're super fast.
I love Mega B, but with Mega B and Moltres and Coco, he's gonna be forced to run like a spin on Sandslash a lot, or heavy duty boots on Moltres and Defog like every week. But I don't know how much you like that when you've got like a Ferrothorn spike stack and somebody.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Good squad.
I lost my list. Here we go. What is this? This was AA.
Oh.
We got EFC coming up.
I'm actually up next. Yeah, it's me.
Ooh, Pierre's team.
Yeah. Roast me. What do you guys hate about it? Be honest. Come on, be honest.
I hate that Zaru does not have a picture.
I know, dude. I hate that too. Riz said he's working on it. He checks a lot, so hopefully soon.
Your team's kind of slow.
It is very slow. That's my biggest problem with this team is speed for sure.
Because I think
Webs would be really nice.
I know. Yeah. I almost took Webs too. I was looking at Rabombi instead of Cafagrigus, but I opted to go Cafagrigus.
Is your fastest mons are Victini and Altaria, right?
Zarude's 105.
Yeah.
Oh, Zarude's 105. Yeah. I mean, that's not bad, but it's not good because things like Latios and Latios kind of outspeed you.
Definitely, yeah, it's not good.
I love the defensive backbone of Landorus and Pex, actually. I think it's a very good core right there because you get very good hazards. You get removal with Landorus, regen with Pex. And then you add a Licky into it, which you can just Whispash back to them and just be annoying with it. Rotom, you got the second best Rotom in Rotom Frost, in my opinion.
the second. Did you mean the second worst?
That is
it's Rotom Fan is the worst. Then you got Rotom Frost. Then it's probably
Ice Box, dude.
It has such a soft spot in my heart. I was using it in a team tour, and it walled a Mega Glalie, destroyed a Terrakion, destroyed a Mandibuzz, and it just couldn't work. So
it just got a great typing, I think.
Yes, and with boots now, because I didn't have boots on it because I was in a Gen 7 match. With boots now, you don't take the 25% chip, and all it takes is one nasty plot, and you will run through a team with it.
Yeah.
But as me and Pierre were actually talking about before this, I'm actually going to be very interested to see how he uses Lucario. That was the other thing I was going to say is I know Lucario is a steel type, but usually you look to have a defensive steel type or something that can help you at least fight rocks. And I don't think Lucario gets rocks.
No, it doesn't.
No.
And that would be the one thing I would say you may want to look into is maybe dropping Rampardos and picking up like a cheap steel type.
Yeah, definitely. I was interested to probably not even use rocks a whole lot this season and go the toxic spike route instead with Cafag and Pax, honestly.
Pex, yeah. I mean, you have rocks with Landers and you ever try to bring Rampart but most part, usually steel types are a very important part in a defensive core. And
agreed 100%. That's why Lucario was kind of it was a pick I was forward to, but also I'm scared to see how I do with it because you're absolutely right. Usually you want your steel type to be defensive, whereas mine's going to try to be more of a setup sweeper role, right? Try to kind of whittle the opponent down and then based on his defenses set up either specially or physically and try to win. I think that's the one good thing about my team is I can set up physically or specially with a lot of my mons, Victini's both. Altaria, even though it lost return, I think can still do both. Lucario can do both. Even Landorus can do both.
Kofag can do both.
Yeah. And then one cool thing, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I am the only team in the draft. I have one stab move of every type. So I managed to get all 18 types on this team.
That's cool.
That's nice.
I think a plus that you have is I don't know about everybody else, but I don't have a clue of what Zarude or the water Urshifu does. I mean, not a clue. And so I think you can catch some people off guard with Zarude a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's why I drafted Illumise late. So Zarude, you kind of need Sunny Day up to do stuff because it can't really set up. It gets bulk up, I think, but it gets growth too. And if Sun's up, growth it's like a Sword Stance or a Nasty Plot basically. And then its ability is Leaf Guard, which what does it do? It doesn't let it get status.
And then
its biggest attack is Solar Blade, which is a one shot in Sun. So I don't know. You kind of need Sun up to use its tech, which I'll try to do it once or twice. We'll see how it works.
Alrighty,
Yeah,
we
I think
got we got
that's everything.
SCS coming up next, which is the Sacramento Scissors.
Number 6.
This team is fat. That's all I
Fat
can say.
as
It is
fuck,
fat.
dude. Jesus Christ.
This went from one of the worst teams because he got pissed mid draft and just started drafting like Primal Groudon and stuff. And then,
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
no,
free
make sure to
agency.
say it right. It's Primal Groudon, but it only can use HP Water, so I can't even use its move.
I think it'd be funnier if you go like, oh no, because you have to hold the orb. Like allow like let's see what like Arceus, but they have to hold like Assault Vest and no attack moves. So it gets
So they just struggle.
it's just
Good
struggle.
struggle.
That's
Yeah. That's what
I think
it is.
that's the next meme. But yeah, I was like, this will be a free win whenever someone plays this guy, and then he dropped like half his team. I was like, oh god, I don't want to play this guy.
Extremely fat, and I think
Great
the best thing
recovery.
about this drop, it's a good recovery. But we talked about this as well before. Was this team literally cannot be toxic?
Yeah, I can't.
Like his immunities to toxic are absolutely out this world. And even if you do toxic him, he has aromatase to kind of clean everyone up.
Get it off. But yeah, the only thing you could toxic is like Suicune, which could rest it off, or Garchomp. I mean, yeah, Venusaur, Celesteela is not getting toxic. Gligar can't get toxic. Yeah.
Kamala can't get toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So my biggest thing about this team coming out of it, I mean, it is a very fat team, so it's going to be hard to break. But my worry is if someone plays him with a hyper offensive team and just starts making predictions right, how is he going to break teams?
Yeah, he's got Garchomp, and that's kind of it.
But he needs to get the speed up too. What if something's fast? Sets up a Swords Dance and is able to one or two shot his team.
Yeah, because I don't think he's gonna bring Bolton and Lycanroc every week. But as Riss says, Bolton's not a mon, so can't get that.
I could see Lycanroc coming all the time, like the Rock's Suicide League, like Rock's Endeavor, Focus Sash.
Oh, I didn't even really. Oh no, he has good hazards. I was gonna say his hazards are kind of interesting.
Well, it's just a couple rocks, nothing else.
Yeah, he just has Lycanroc, Garchomp, and Gligar as his 3 rockers.
Yeah, and one thing, he doesn't have a dark type, so he can't.
No, he does.
He's got Guzzlord. Buddy.
Oh, is that a dark type though? Is it?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the Guzzlord pick.
Like I don't. He can't
Doubled
protect
up
Venusaur, in my opinion. That's gonna be tough for him.
Guzzlord's so slow that even if it gets psychic, like you get the prediction right, they'll probably click Dazzling Gleam or whatever, extra coverage move they got.
Yeah,
I'm having a brain aneurysm right now. Go ahead.
That's the other thing too is oh my god, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Nice.
It's okay. I'm having a stroke too. I'm trying to think what do you have on a team that resists flying? I'm like retarded right now.
Bolton.
That's it.
Bolton, Steela.
Yeah.
What do you? Oh, Steela. Yeah, Steela can switch in. I was like, Bolton is not coming in on a flying type move.
I mean, like a physical one, maybe.
I'm curious to see if I can 2-shot a Bolton with Talonflame or Crobat Bravebird. Let me see.
Talonflame would have to be with an SD or something. That thing has 158 attack after it.
Isn't Bolton super frail? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's extremely frail.
Oh, now I remember what I was gonna say.
But T-Flame without an SD sucks.
To amend the psychic point.
Yeah.
I mean, most teams have a psychic type, so does that mean he's gonna bring Guzzlord every single week just to make sure that he can protect his Venusaur? I don't see how often he's gonna bring.
I doubt it.
Guzzlord. Yeah. I don't think it's. I mean, in past seasons, I think I've seen it maybe 3 times. So it'll be interesting to see if he brings it week in, week out.
And if you were curious, Bravebird from Crowbot's doing 45 to Bolton, so not quite a 2-shot.
Alrighty, let's hop into the top 5 now. We got the NVD, which is the Nevada Dunsparce, the X Game Pokestar.
Well, we all changed our names to be X something Pokestar.
So follow, the Pokestars, yeah.
I was very hyped for his first video, and then he had
so hyped.
He had the music too loud, and I couldn't hear anything.
Oh,
now.
bro.
I'll have to talk to him after. But he got the liberty of drafting Libero Cinderace, which I think is going to be very fun. It's not as broken as Protein, in my opinion. I mean, it's the same ability, but Greninja gets so many more moves that it's kind of more versatile. But
Yeah,
I think Cinderace is still going to be very good.
Cinderace is really good, but it has like a whole lot more switch-ins for it than Greninja did.
And I hate the fact that Pyro Ball can miss because that's his best fire type like stab move, and the fact that it misses sometimes it can be frustrating.
I actually
go ahead.
I was gonna say I love that he put Cinderace on a rain team though, because you can run Cinderace with 4 non-fire moves, and it's basically whatever you want it to be, right? Essentially, it just starts out as a fire defensive type to start, but once you click a move, it's something different. So I think that's really cool.
He can run Umbrella with it too.
Yeah, that too.
That too. That'd be a very interesting tech, I think. But yeah, I think his rain team is a very interesting thing. I love the fact that he opted for Politoed over Pelipper. I know a lot of people love Pelipper, but me being
Politoed is way better.
I like Politoed. In my opinion, Politoed has so much more. Just doesn't get the Volt turn that Pelipper gets.
Yeah, but even then, I mean,
that's its only issue.
You can scare things out with like a Pear Song.
Right. Yeah. You know, if you have to beat like a bulky water, like a Sukin or something, you know, you just Pear Song it, kill it, bang, done.
Yeah, and I love the Barraskewda pick. I've yet to use it, but that thing just looks like a monster.
I've never seen it used well. I want to see how he uses it.
What the hell?
Didn't you? Wait, you had,
I had it last season. Wow.
Wow.
That's cool.
Hey, man. You need to go farther in playoffs, man. No, just kidding. Let me look back. You did it like second half of the season, didn't you? Like
after 3 games, I traded half my team and got a rain team.
That's right. Yeah.
I started out 1 and 2.
Sorry, I was having my own issues last season. I didn't watch a whole lot.
Scuta's biggest problem, like, cause I ran it either Life Orb or Choice Bandit a whole lot because it just hit so hard in the rain.
Yeah.
But its issue was if they ever had a switch in for you, you had to get that prediction really right. Like if they got a grass type, you have to click Poison Jab and you have to get that like 50-50 right. Well, now it gets flip turn. And so it just got so much better.
That's very true.
Yeah,
it did.
That's what I was gonna say. Is it is very, very good in that way.
I like the Quillfish as a support rain abuser because he can be faster. Click T-Wave, Toxic Spikes, Destiny Bond.
I was going to say that earlier. He had Poliwrath, and I'm very happy that he switched it out for Quillfish. I think Quillfish is better.
I think with what he's got, he could even afford to lose Swampert and get a different Mega too. Like I would swap out Thundy T and Swampert and get like a better electric Thunder abuser.
Well, he had Thundy I, and then he traded it for Thundy T.
He couldn't decide in the draft. Well, it lost HP flying. It doesn't get Hurricane, does it?
No.
So it doesn't have Flying Stab at all. Unless you run Acrobatics on it.
I think that's right.
The other thing that really worries me about this team is removal.
Yeah, Scissor and Thundy are going to have to share the load.
Whimsicott got Prankster default.
Yeah. But
true.
How are you going to bring wins?
There's Court Change on
I forgot about Court Change.
Yeah. Court Change is
not that bad.
Court Change is like a better magic bounce because it just forces them to not bring hazards versus
you. Yeah, which is true. The only thing he has to be careful about is if he sets up hazards, he's not going to be able to click Court Change.
Or
right.
Also, I like the Beartick.
I like the team.
Yeah, I love Beartick. Yeah.
I honestly hate Beartick, but that's
that's so good.
I just never liked it. I would probably rather have Floatzel, to be honest.
Beartick's just such a good rain sweeper because like it's ice type, so it beats all the bulky grasses that like your other swimmers can't beat, you know. Plus, it gets a lot of good coverage like heavy slam, low kick, play rough if you need it, throat chop. Like, it can hit a lot of other stuff. And it gets Swords Dance, it gets Aqua Jet. Like, it's got a lot of utility.
Alrighty, let's see what we got. We got NFK coming up next, which is
number 4 right now?
We're on number 4, the North Florida Knights.
He did get a lot of, not hate, but a lot of interest on the round 1 Clefable. Because usually you don't see Clef go that early, but he built a very good team around it. I
agree. His core is awesome. I like the Clefable, Heatran, and
Komodo.
Como, yeah.
And then
I think he's extremely special on this team, though. Like,
yeah, he is. He's gonna have to rely a lot on Komodo to be his physical threat as well as Goon.
Obstagoon, and every once in a while bring Basculin. But other than that, you can just bring a bunch of assault vests, and you'll just wall half this team.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I liked about this team, why I ranked it so high, was because of the Ditto. With like the things he lacks, like you just mentioned, an offensive threat or like a bulky wall or a setup mon. Ditto just comes in and can copy and take care of it.
Ditto is a very low key underrated mon. It fits on very well on some teams, and on the teams that it doesn't fit on, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I think it fits great on this team. I'm interested to see how he uses it for sure, but I think on paper it looks really good.
Dude, I slap Ditto on every team.
Yeah. His removal will be another thing that I'm kind of interested to see. Like, he has Tentacle and Superior.
Rotom Fan.
And
Rotom
Fan and Mega Pidgeot, but I guess since Superior lost all of its HPs, I guess you get a little bit more of a leeway on running Defog.
Defog, yeah.
Tentacle, it's always a very good rapid spinner. And then I think I've seen Defog on Mega Pidgeot like 3 times.
It's usually only when someone has terrible removal, or if they if it's just webs that they're worried about.
Yeah. Because I don't know how often he's going to bring Rotom Fan.
I think he should have got a better electric over Rotom Fan because he already had a flying type. So I don't
know.
Yeah.
And he's not.
I think he should have got a regular Rotom over Rotom Fan.
He's not exactly ground weak other than Heatran and Tentacle, but he's got that covered in Pidgeot and Superior.
I think the regular Rotom would have been a lot better because then he also would have got a Ghost Stab. Which I think he's lacking as of right now.
He might be mildly worried about his ground weakness because Tentacruel and Heatran don't like it, but yeah, I don't know.
All right, let's see. We got
number 3.
Number 3, the Houston Gastrodons with Red Riot. Didn't Mega Scissor? I forget. Where did he pick? He was first pick. Okay.
Yeah,
first overall. Yeah.
I just watched like 5 drafts, and so I'm lost.
It's all good. Mega Scizor is especially since we have no HPs. Mega Scizor is a very very highly coveted mon because of how good it is. Mm-hmm. Personally, I don't like it that much, and I've used it in 3 different leagues now.
It's I really liked using it last season, but in a much different role than I've ever used Scizor. Like,
how'd you use it?
Defensive pivot. I never ran anything offensive on it unless it was some weird tech move. It was just come in, soak up whatever hit, either roost or U-turn out. Like, if you roosted, then you're going to just U-turn the next turn. I ran defog on it a bunch. Like, the only time I really ran it offensive was there was 1 week where I had a good matchup. I think it was against like a Mega Diancie or something like that. So Swords Dance, Bullet Punch, that's all I had on it. Or the 1 week I played Mega Heracross, I brought Aerial Ace on it. That's it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's in a very interesting spot right now because I found myself when I had it using it the same exact way, in being that I brought it as a defensive pivot most weeks. I don't know. I think compared to its regular form, like regular Scizor, I think you run more offensive because you can put items on it that gives it more offensive power.
True.
But with Mega Scizor, I don't know. It's kind of lacking that offensive presence that I feel like it should have.
You have to set up on it if you want the offensive pressure, and then like regular Scizor, you can just drop a Life Orb or a Band on it.
Yeah, exactly.
And most teams have like a defensive water, bulky water, steel type. You can't just click Bullet Punch
over and over again.
Yeah, and it's so much more effective, like you guys said, as like a pivot rather than keeping it in the back to set up. So
Yeah, I mean, most of the times that I see it being offensive, it's like a swords dance, U-turn, roost, pull punch, and all you're doing is setting up an SD and then U-turning out, or clicking BP to win the game.
Usually, the best thing for to build around Mega Scissor in an HP is it's going to be the biggest threat, and if they do have that fire type, you can just always U-turn around into your best option.
Yeah.
So it's always better in my opinion, to have like a 1-2 punch with teams with Mega Scissor, and I'm not sure this team has it for me.
it's maybe like the one fault I'll give him is that his, like you just said, his check to fire types Rotom doesn't get recovery, other than like Pain Split, obviously, but could definitely get whittled down.
He's gonna have to. Oh, well, I mean, he gets Arcanine too, so he does have Flash Fire.
True, yeah.
I think he meant more like a offensive check to it.
Yeah, and he also, I mean, recovery is a thing with Rotom. It's always, I mean, but you can Pain Split and Pass Wishes. The thing I really, really like about my one criticism of this draft is the lack of a special attacker, like a good special breaker.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's all physical.
It's all physical.
Or just get set up.
Yes, it does get
Calm Mind.
Yeah.
But I will say, if in terms of when I first look at this team, it kind of looks iffy, but he actually really drafted well around Haxorus, if I have to say.
I agree with that. I think
I don't know if that was his plan, but him having the ability to he has 2 Wish Patches and Embryonic Fortress, my bad. But his ability to like just get Haxorus into a position of like power spots, and being able to set up a Dragon Dance and the scale shot, he absolutely capitalized on that. And I think that's kind of why he was a higher rated team for me, was just because he really built a very good synergy.
Yeah, and I think Haxorus gained a little bit this season with
Scale Shot.
What's the bug move priority he gets? First
impression.
Yeah, so you can band it now and run first impression pretty easily.
Scale Shot is huge on a lot of mons like this.
Yeah, that too.
It really helps the Swords Dance set, so you don't have to run DD. You Swords Dance and then you Scale Shot and you just go in.
He also has hazard removers out the wazoo. Like
he does.
He just does not allow hazards for the most part. But on the contrary, his hazards are not very good, being Mudsdale and Lycanroc.
Yeah, and you don't really want to run it on Lycanroc all that often.
You can, but most of the times he's going to have to bring Mudsdale as his main rocker, or just not rock any hazards at all, which isn't a bad thing. But
or Zaytu, Magic Balance, but again, that's tricky, right? So
yeah.
All right, moving on to arguably the best team in every division.
All right, take it away, dog. Let's hear it. Why is it so good?
I don't want to tell you guys because he'll prep for it.
You want to tell us how to beat you? Is that what?
Not really, honestly. I found a problem midway through though when I thought I had calced my points right, because I was calcing on 4 free picks, not 5 free picks, and boned my draft at that point. So when you put me a second, I was very surprised.
I think you recovered well. Yeah,
you did.
I can explain why I did that in a second. But what was your issue?
I got Volcanion.
He picked Volcanion, and then we looked at his points, and he was over his points.
Oh, okay.
So I had to pivot and find a new fire type and a new water type. And I just changed Chestnut for Virizion because I noticed my speed was kind of shit, and so. Okay.
Yeah.
I will say the one thing I really enjoy about this draft is the fact that your Dragon Steel Fairy Core. I actually really like that, being Sylveon, Aggron, and Latios.
Yeah. Me too.
It's because Mega Aggron's one weakness is it can't recover. Like, it has no recovery. But getting Sylveon to Pass Wishes too will be very, very nice.
Very good, yeah. And you hit, the nail on the head with Araquanid picking up the water type. I'm assuming you didn't have Araquanid when you picked Volcanion, right?
No, I think Ghost is the one that told me that, or someone else.
Yeah, Araquanid fits so good on this team, and Web support too.
I think it was me. I think I told him Araquanid. I don't remember.
Yeah. I was gonna pick whatever the most busted mon that was left, And I've seen Latios here recently. Like it's one of those low key threats.
It's
Like
good, very good.
if you look at the end of any season for any league, the thing is always like top 3 or top 5 in kills, and it's got like some crazy differential, and it's always the playoff team that has it. Like it just does so good, and I want to try it out for myself.
It was Cheez-Its MVP in A Division last season. I think it had like 20 kills, and it took him to the championship.
In B, I think it was top 3 and had like 20 something kills.
I can't say much about D-Div because I picked it up halfway through the season, but I had
how'd you do with it? Yeah,
6 kills in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
it gets so much coverage now. It's out of this world.
Oh, yeah, like losing HP on this thing did not matter.
Yeah, because you picked up Mystical Fire. One knock to it was like it can't break steals, and then
but they gave it Mystical Fire.
But they gave it Mystical Fire and Aura Sphere, so it's like you're gonna be able to break it now.
It's got DD. It's insanely fast. I mean, it can be Scarf specs, like a trick band set. Dude, I love Latios. And then I've never got to try Darm Galar out because before the DLC, everyone drafted it like top 5. And I was like, well, it fell to me in round 2, so why not?
I'm
interested to see how you use it, man. I think it'll be really good for you.
I'm thinking.
The other thing I love, and this is very little. I love the fact that you drafted Torkoal and Charizard.
The budget Sun. Yeah, the budget Sun. Like, people have to prep for that now. That's why I really like this thing, yeah.
So because even though, like, Charizard's not, like, a main staple, it gets solar power, so it's kind of like, you're going to take a nasty hit from it.
If you ever go back and look at my drafts, I'm always taking pieces from other people's teams that I've played against that always did well. And so, like...
the winner. Last season.
The winner, I saw what he did with Charizard. I kind of wanted to get Leafeon, but I couldn't really fit it. Last season for Rain, in another league in week 1, I got absolutely blown back by almost that exact same Rain team. And so I said, okay, that sounds fun. And my team sucks in WPF. And so I just dropped everything to pick up that Rain team and built around it. And it worked out. And so, like, Latios here recently, I've lost to it. Like, I got crit week 1 last season by the stupid Latios. I just lost to it in PBL. I lost to Mega Aggron here recently. Just things like that.
Yeah. What I like about your draft is I think you can bring literally every mon. Like, you have to prep for every mon.
Oh, yeah. Like, even cheeky Liepard sets.
Yeah, agreed. So
I like
that's why you're number 2.
I like finding low tier stuff that I can bring all the time. I don't like just drafting a meme Munchlax or something like that.
Liepard gets Sunny Day, no?
I think it does.
It does.
Yeah,
I bet you Virizion does too.
Probably.
Might.
All right, moving on to basically the best.
Number 1.
The best abbreviation of them all.
That's
true.
Yeah.
We got Ho.
I love it. When he told me that, I was great. He's my favorite. Already.
It's almost as good as Goomba's last season that was ass.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I don't know how they let that through, but they did.
It was great.
All right. Why did y'all make this the number 1 team?
It just comes at you in so many different ways.
Go ahead.
Yeah. It's just, there's so many different options that he could win from every single week. Being like, he has Sand with Gigalith and Drill. Mega Gallade, in my opinion, is probably a top five mon in draft formats right now, just with how strong it is. I mean, it has a crazy amount of coverage right now. And personally speaking to it, in my other league right now, I think I have like 22 kills with it right now, and it's only died 3 times.
The huge Intimidate nerf on it too.
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah,
and the fact that he has Finny to make sure that it doesn't get burnt or toxic or anything.
Yep, I was gonna say that. Yeah, and for Excadrill too.
Yeah.
Finny's great. He's got great speed. The great status control with Finny and Drapion too. I mean, for toxic and stuff. And you can run rest sets with Raikou, so he can absorb stuff too. Yeah, it's just a great team. Multiple threats. So Volley too can be any type, which is another a tribute to this team.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. I mean, the one kind of knock that I would give it is the amount of hazards that it has. I mean, it gets T spikes from Drapion, rocks from Drill and Gigalith, but
That's
there's not much after that.
And
But
you don't want to
even
waste in
then-
sand turns.
yeah, even then, I don't know how often he really needs to bring hazards, just because his team can punch a hole through your team. I mean, the only reason he would bring it is to give you a turn of like killing your momentum, or you having to bring something into defog.
Yeah, or wear you down so maybe Gallade can one-shot stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, overall, this is a very good team. I like how he can hit from both special and physical sides very well.
Yeah.
I like the dust
He-
more.
He might lack a little bit of recovery, maybe, but
Yeah, I mean, he has Noivern Roost, Articuno Roost,
Synthesis
But
on
that's it.
Eldegoss.
and then and then Regenerator on Eldegoss as well.
Ugh.
yeah, that's true.
He's never gonna bring Eldegoss. Ever.
I mean, when you have Savali, I feel like you could just run the Savali grass and have a better variant of, not variant, but like another option as a version of
Yeah.
Eldegoss, just a little bit faster and
Better
actually-
in
it doesn't
every
get
way.
spin blocked. Yeah.
You really don't
but
like
yeah.
Eldegoss, huh?
Okay, hold up. We're doing this again. We had this argument in another league, and this kid was going off on how Eldegoss is like one of the best Pokemon, and we're like, dude, are you crazy? And it was right when Nasty Plot was put on Megazam, and the league allowed it. And so let me find this replay real fast. It's actually against
no.
Bounty. Bounty was the one with Megazam,
Okay.
and this kid was like, "I'll 1v1 you right now."
So we
I'm-
brought in Eldegoss on Megazam. All right.
It's straight up 1v1,
How's
dude.
this
Let me
I gotta
scroll
watch
this down a
this.
little bit. All right, yeah. So he was hyping up Eldegoss because we were trashing it in the PRs for it. And here oh Jesus!
The music's so loud, yeah.
The music just blew my eardrums out. Oh, let me put it on fast because it's fast. He was like, "I'll beat you 1v1, dude," and then it's just fail after fail. Oh,
Oh
rip.
no, did he just set up on this thing? Oh
This,
yeah,
this
it
is
doesn't work.
big rip, and he had Leech Seed or Toxic or one of the two. No, I mean Leech Seed. And he
Yeah,
didn't click
Leech
it.
Seed.
He didn't click it turn one.
Oh man, bro. Well, he's Magic Guard anyway. Oh no, he traced it.
Yeah,
He
he
traced
traced
it.
Regenerator.
Yeah, Regenerator.
I'll just skip some turns
But
for
yeah, I
you
mean,
because this is just sad.
He just sets him in his face and just drags it out. That's
This
great.
is sad. It's very.
Good
He's
book
trying to
pick.
stall light screen out.
I feel like on paper Eldegoss looks good. I mean, I tried to use it when it first
Bop.
Gen 8 first came out. Yeah, yikes. I don't know. I've never been able to use it though.
It gets no moves. It gets grass, normal, and one bug move, Pollen Puff. That's all it gets.
which is its signature move.
If it got toxic, no, it's Rabambi's. Or it was Rabambi's signature move.
Gotcha.
If it got toxic, Eldegoss would not be that bad. But
yeah,
it
I guess
doesn't.
that's true. Poison powder. It's poison powder.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Run poison powder every week.
I'm afraid
Worst
of
toxic that
regular
misses
poison.
more often.
Yeah.
and grass types are immune to it, and people with overcoat and
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see how he uses it. I mean, don't knock it till you try it, right? So we'll see how he does with it.
But I think that's everything, right?
Yeah, I think that's it, man.
I think that's gonna be it
There's
from
the
us
PRs.
until week 1. Peace
Good
out.
luck.
Until week 1. Yeah, are we
Good
gonna try
luck,
to
B
do this?
division. I trust you guys.
Are we gonna try to keep this up? Maybe I'll try to do like weekly PRs.